Alright, let's get Wizard up here. So Wizard's got 4 specializations here, so we're going to burn through these guys as fast as possible. Alright, so Classic Spec is the standard spec. Previously there was no specs, but recently it's been added. Your Q is a lightning attack that bounces to nearby allies. After every cast, it increases the cost temporarily. Your W is an area denial damage over time that once you level up to level 5, it also enhances your auto attacks to deal damage over time. Your E is a point and click stun. The stun duration depends on the health of the target, so bigger enemies will be stunned for less time. The damage can be used to spam on the spell can be used to deal damage to bosses by spamming it. Your R spell here deals damage to structures, so we're going to spawn a energy tower here. This guy's going to hit us pretty hard. So we're going to drop our R once we level it up to level 5, and it will deal damage over time to the structure. It'll also stun other enemies. Meanwhile, we're going to use our W to hit this tower, and we can use our Q to strike it and waste the rest of our mana. Now I'm just going to back off here and cheat in some mana. Okay, so our D spell is not really a spell. You get to control your auto attacks, because your auto attacks deal splash damage. Your F, once you have leveled up E to 3, allows you to encase yourself in ice, becoming immune to damage and stuns. You're invulnerable during this state actually, but you can't do anything. You can cancel it early, or you can just wait for the 10 seconds to expire. Your T creates a giant tornado that will cyclone that will spin and deal damage, disabling enemies inside of its area. If you level up to max, you'll increase your maximum mana temporarily. We'll just demonstrate that. Yeah, maximum mana. Okay. Let's get to the next spec here. Okay, next spec is Incendiary Spec. Incendiary Spec has the exact same R spell as before and the exact same W spell as before. However, Incendiary Spec has reduced max health, but its auto attacks create fire on the ground, dealing damage over time. So that damage over time there will deal damage to any enemies in the area. If they move out, they'll stop taking damage. Your F increases all damage you deal temporarily. These murlocs here are annoying. Okay, so your Q is a damage over time point and click. Fire at it after casting. It'll now just burn this guy away. Your E is a point and click area damage. It will also deal damage time, but it's still area damage. Your T is a channeled fireball or pyroblast here. It does quite a lot of damage, but has a long cast time. So we'll just blast that fool, and you get a small amount of mana back once we kill the enemy. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, so Arcane Spec here. Arcane Spec. One second, let me just show you guys that. So Arcane Spec here. You do not get to control your auto attacks Arcane Spec because your auto attacks in Arcane Spec are single target damage. So they now have a slightly different, but it does do a bit more damage and it has a bit faster attack speed. But you no longer get to do AoE damage attacks and you don't get to control them. However, your D is now replaced by a spell called Create Portal, which allows you to teleport anywhere on the map. So we can just go teleport over here, for example. Cool. It's got a long cooldown, so don't use it to get stuck, otherwise you'll have a hard time getting out. Your E, however, is a short cooldown blink that will blink to wherever your character is facing, or to wherever your movement order is. So if I order myself to go, and we need to kill this guy first. So W is area damage in a circle around you, creates this big explosion. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna try and kill these guys here just so I can escape this bad situation here. My F is a mana shield, so it means that every attack that I take will instead deduct mana instead of deducting health. It only lasts a little bit, but it's quite effective. Now your T, I'm going to use E to get away here, so E is a blink. It also breaks free of any roots or slows. Your R is the same, your Q is the same as per usual. Another feature of your Q is that at level 5, your auto attacks will shock the enemy, so I'll show that off right now. So here, zap, 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 and we're just going to use our W here to blast these guys. Okay, now your T returns mana Well, channeling. It's got a fairly long cast time here of 10 seconds. And once we get that, we'll get our mana back. Okay, so your E blinks to wherever your character's facing, or it can be used to blink where your right click is. So in this demonstration here, my character is facing to the left or to the right, but I am going to blink upwards here by right clicking here, pressing E. Okay, let's get to the last spec here of Winter Spec. So Winter Spec is primarily focused on CC, so your auto attacks are area auto attacks again, and you get the manual control, but they apply a slow. And your Q here is a line attack that deals damage, stunning enemies. Your W will apply your slow, as will your other spells apply a slow. It also deals considerable damage in an area. Your E is the same as Classic Spec E, same as R, and same as T. However, you get your Ice Block unlocked baseline. If you level up Freeze to level 3, you'll get a cooldown reduction. I will reduce that from 60 seconds down to 45 seconds for Ice Block. Okay, that's the Wizard Specs.